Hey, it's Friday, which means there's another episode of People Like You. My name is Emmanuel Osiri, your online personal trainer and wellness coach. And today we're in for a very special treat because I met with a very special guest, Mr. Daniel Fonseca. So me and Daniel have known each other at the plant that I work at for about 3 years or so. And he's super into CrossFit. This guy is one of the most mentally strong people that I know. Super busy, traveling all over the place. Full-time boyfriend. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of something about yourself, Daniel.
Well, again, my name is Daniel Fonseca. I'm 30 years of age. On my spare time, I like to travel and work out as much as I possibly can. I have an amazing girlfriend and my new child, my dog, who takes up the remaining part of my time.
Yeah, for sure. So how long have you been working out for? When did it start? How long?
Well, so I was very active as a kid playing sports since I can remember. When I went to college, same, I was very active, still playing a ton of sports.
Right.
And throughout my career with sports, I had done some working out, some stuff at the gym and, just regular exercises to play those sports, specifically
Right.
Soccer, baseball, tennis. After I graduated college and started working, there's a void there that I wanted to fill, and again I stepped full-time into a gym, and probably back in 2012 was when I really started to slowly explore this fitness life that I try to follow nowadays.
Yeah. So you start off as a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah, I started doing
And then you transitioned to CrossFit.
Yes.
So go ahead and share about how that went about, your transition, and kind of share to our listeners what the difference is between bodybuilding and CrossFit, some of the benefits and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So when I first stepped into a gym again, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So I partnered up with a couple friends of mine who were big into bodybuilding and just body sculpting, and so they teach you the typical lifts, bench press, curls, squats, the multiple reps,
Yeah.
amount of sets, and that was fun, and I was definitely started seeing results once I started getting really consistent with it. And after doing that for a while, my older brother had actually been crossfitting at the time. He had been part of a local gym here in Bakersfield, a CrossFit gym, and he had started that journey with CrossFit, and he kept trying to get me to go and try it out, and that just wasn't for me until I finally I saw a documentary actually on CrossFit. And I saw what these guys were putting their bodies through, and it was actually pretty amazing for me to see what they were able to do in such a small time frame. So that's where I started really doing some research online and experimenting with different types of lifts and whatnot. And I finally stepped foot into a CrossFit gym with my brother in LA, where I really got to see what it was about, which was a lot of Olympic lifting, a lot of high tempo, fast pace, different types of workouts. Obviously with burpees and kettlebells, and you're talking about just a really neat experience because of the different combinations you could do with the Olympic lifting and the high rep workouts.
Yeah, that's interesting because I find that a lot of people that start CrossFit, a friend persuades them. So we have a mutual friend, Emma, that the same thing. She got persuaded into it, and she does competitions. Same thing. Have you actually done any competitions before?
No, I've not. No, I've actually yet to really fully join a CrossFit gym like here in town, because a lot of the stuff that I do is a lot of online training, and anything that my brother teaches me, that's really why I haven't done the competitive stuff. But believe me, I've seen it, and it's very enticing.
You're a competitive guy.
And it does seem like a lot of fun. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into play with that, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the benefits. What are some of the first benefits that you've seen with CrossFit, whether it's your sleeping, your focus, your energy, strength, physique?
For me, actually, one of the interesting pieces that actually I've seen has actually been my more flexibility in that sense, because I've actually never been really prone to a lot of stretching or yoga or that kind of type of exercising, and because of the need to be very flexible to do some of the movements in CrossFit, I actually had to pay a ton of attention to stretching or whatnot, and it's actually pretty interesting what it just does to your day-to-day, from bending down to squatting down. It makes things a lot easier, as crazy as it sounds, especially as you get older. You start kind of aching in areas that you weren't expecting, but because of your consistency with stretching daily to be able to warm up and do some of these lifts, that to me is one of the biggest kind of advantages that I've been, to be honest. Obviously, strength and all that comes along with it, specifically as you stay consistent with lifting. I mean, you do build strength, your body does start changing. You start being able to do some pretty interesting things that you never thought you were able to do before.
Yeah, one of the, and one of the things, because I'm a bodybuilder predominantly, so it's more like physique based and stuff like that. But one of the things I always admired about CrossFit is that, like, one of the benefits is that, how can I put it? It's cerebral, it's emotional. Like, you feel better, like you feel stronger. It's more, I guess it's more applicable to daily life. So if you need to lift something heavy off the ground, you know what to do, deadlifts, all that stuff. It's kind of like, I kind of like the lifestyle like impact that it has.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like I said, as I've done more research on it online and whatnot, right, and really read about it, and you get positives and negatives, right? You hear a lot of the negative aspects of, like, hey, you can get really hurt if you don't do things right, and that's really with anything, right? Whether it be just regular bodybuilding. But at the end of the day, that sense of achievement that you get, like you said, when you do certain things, man, it gives you like a natural high. And then obviously in your day-to-day life, obviously as you get stronger, it makes things a lot easier. But you're right. I mean, when you're going after something and you try it and you fail a couple times, and then you just get this adrenaline rush as soon as you're able to get that lift or whatever it is, right? You're trying to accomplish, whether it be a time on a workout or whatever your metric is.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about CrossFit is it takes a lot of energy, which means that you have to carb up correctly. You have to make sure that you're, I don't know if you've gotten lightheaded in the gym before. It's not fun. So kind of talk about how you kind of prep for that as well.
Well, I mean, for a while I tried to really, try to watch what I eat, right? And it's difficult now, obviously, with, with job and, kind of life outside of work and whatnot. But I will tell you, you do feel it at the gym, specifically, like you said, when you're trying to do a lot of these really deep, involved workouts. So the days that I eat well, whether it be a good meal, good breakfast, good lunch, when I go to the gym in the afternoons, I do feel a lot better. I feel a little bit stronger. I feel like I could work out a little bit longer. And the days where I don't really eat much, or just the nutrition level's not there, and I feel really sluggish, right? And then at that point, I'm kind of like, I'm feeling it, but I'm not. So then you start requiring either some sort of pre-workout or some kind of boost to try to get you through the workout, just because you're trying to finish it. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try to eat, like I said, as healthy as I can, whether it be just regular proteins, carbs. Right? I don't really steer away from carbs just because I think it will burn them off with your workouts. Sugar, right? Sugar is one of the big things. It's good, but at the end of the day, it's not the greatest thing for you. So, I mean, it just depends on, how you monitor your day to day. Recently I've actually tried to give up sugar almost basically 100% for the last couple of months, and it's been rough, but I feel better. I'm trying to stay like that.
It's super hard. Let's talk about that real quick, and you might just pulling your mic just a little bit closer. Perfect. So let's talk about sugar, because I've tried to give up sugar on multiple occasions, and it's to the point now where I've just accepted it's just something that's going to have to be like moderated. Like at best, just switching to natural sugars like fructose, fruit, or whatever. What was that like? Like when you first? Well, no, let's step back. What made you want to stop eating sugar?
Really, because I started seeing it in my waistline, man. I for a while I wasn't consuming it, and then when I started, I went all out, man. I was like, cake and chocolate, and I love chocolate. I mean, I could eat anything with chocolate. Right. And then soda came along, and I started consuming soda, and so all those started being consumed on a daily basis, and you start seeing it in your waistline right away. So for me, I was like, well, what's the easiest change I can make, in my opinion, but it could have pretty good effects on just regular body, and I was like, sugar is probably the one.
Yeah, it's crucial because it's just literally in everything. So does that make you have to cook more, or how do you kind of work around that?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, like I said, simply from what you drink, right? So water, and I mean, water, coffee, that's basically really the only things I try to consume. Really no juice, no soda. If I want something with flavor, there's sparkling water with flavors now, right? So I try to do that. As far as foods, I mean, with the exception, obviously, of eating the sweets, regular foods, there's stuff like ketchup and that have sugar in it, but I mean, that's,
condiments,
really in moderation. But all the other stuff, like I said, that's out there. You could give it a
Right.
point blank, right?
Right.
If you think about it.
Right, for sure. So I want to segue into like just the routine of, or the exercise lifestyle. And I know that you're, like I said, you're somebody that's very competitive, and with working out, even myself right now, I'm starting to focus on setting goals as I work out. So what are some goals that you set for yourself, and kind of talk about the importance of setting goals like when you're working out, really?
So one of the ones that I actually have my eyes on the most right now is, so one of the Olympic lifts in CrossFit is clean, right? So
Right.
hard clean, or just regular clean, squat clean. I told myself that by the end of this year, I'm going to be able to squat clean 200 pounds, right? I weigh roughly 165, 170, so it's about 30 pounds above my body weight. Recently, I've hit a 190 squat clean. I did, it wasn't very difficult. I just was feeling good at the gym, so I kept pushing. To me, that obviously there's things that I got to do to build up to that. You know, I work on a front squat and a couple of other things to get there, so I'm still working on those specifically. But to me, I mean, like I said, setting goals at the gym allows you to work towards something, right? So if you go in there and just try to work out, you know, the other thing is obviously getting back to physically looking how I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
So that's another one of the reasons why I really push at the gym.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, whether it be Olympic lifting, PRs is kind of what I shoot for right now,
Right.
or specific times in workouts. And really, that's kind of what I started to build, is started doing certain workouts and then try to cut time off of them to see if I can get better shape, right, from a cardio standpoint.
Nice, nice. And you know, no matter what type of, no matter whether we're bodybuilding at a regular gym or doing CrossFit or running or playing sports or whatever, there's always a component of recovery, right? And I know I've done some work with you at the plant before, and so talk about the importance of recovery, because you mentioned flexibility, and that's one of the things that we worked on together. Talk about the importance of recovery and how it's helped you out, and things that you do like moving forward.
So initially when I started this journey, I thought that my body was indestructible and that I didn't really need to do much to recover, and that it was just really the very next day keep pushing and so forth. What I've learned the hard way is that that's not the case, right, from recovering from injuries and things like that. So usually, like I said, depending on what I work out with now, one, trying to sleep better. I mean, that's first and foremost. So, you know, my girlfriend and I recently invested in a pretty expensive bed to help that recovery piece, so that's freaking awesome. I guess it's better sleep now. Obviously, things that you've taught me, right, like icing after heavy workouts, stretching, rolling off, right, using a foam roller to roll off a lot. You know, I've gotten massages now, which is something I've never gotten before, so that helps out significantly just with your overall wear and tear on your body. So I've started experimenting, but really a lot of it's like icing and relaxing and that, and actually building rest time, rest periods between your workouts, because for a while, man, I would try to go sometimes 2 a days for 7 days in a row.
It's intense.
And, you know, after a while, your body just doesn't recover, and honestly, that's part of the reason why I feel like sometimes I've gotten injured, because of the way that I've worked out.
Yeah, and especially with CrossFit too, you have clean. You mentioned cleans. There's deadlifts, heavy squats, obviously, and so you're doing a lot of compound movements that get your muscles very strong, but also very dense and tight. And so, like, hamstrings are one for most people that I've worked on, and just like almost all back issues that I've worked on had to do with tight hamstrings some way, somehow. So just the importance of just kind of like stretching out and staying flexible. And I'm sure you've seen some of the results as well too, as you start to ice afterwards and stretch and everything.
Yep, definitely. I feel a lot better. Like I said, I feel more loose, and then the soreness the very next day isn't as bad. Right. So you still feel kind of tight, but it's not to the point of where you can't move or really get out of bed or anything like that.
Right. So you mentioned athletics as well earlier, and are you still active, or is there any like physical activities that you still do outside the gym, daily activities?
For a little while, I mean, I was playing softball and things like that, you know, with our company. But really, right now, with the exception of the gym, I haven't really done much from an overall competitive sports standpoint. Done a Spartan race and things like that, so those type of races are fun.
Yeah.
Really nothing, you know, on a day-to-day kind of grind. It's more just the gym, and like I said, this CrossFit style workout, which is what gets me that kind of same high that I had before.
Yeah, dude, let's talk about the Spartan race. I just did my first one this past March. I don't know if you inspired me or somebody else, but I'll just give you credit. One of you guys was just like, dude, you gotta try it. And there's a local one. We ended up doing it, me and my girlfriend, two other friends, we ended up doing it close to the San Fran.
Okay.
And so how was your experience with that? And
honestly, it went better than I actually thought. So I went into it pretty nervous, right? Because you see...
Did you train for it?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, it was just my regular kind of working out that I had done.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I did the short one, right? I think I did the one that's like...
The sprint, I think it's
yeah,
called?
it's like 3 or 5 miles.
Yeah, I think we did that one too.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. For me, it was a blast, man. I mean, from what it, you know, how it challenges your body to, you know, the events and the camaraderie amongst people. And, you know, actually I did it with my girlfriend, and, you know, I was dragging her along the whole way, kind of yelling at her to keep going past her and telling her that she could do it. But I know it was just fun, man, overall. I mean, like I said, I had a little wear and tear, so you have bumps and bruises and scrapes and stuff because you don't really pay attention when the adrenaline's going. But yeah, it was a blast, and you know, when I was maybe in the future do one a little bit longer.
You only did one, or?
Yeah, I only did one.
Yeah, me too. And like to what I said earlier too, like it's geared towards CrossFitters because there's so many like functional compound movements. So I can't think of everything, but there was something where you had to pick up like a 50-pound medicine ball and just all sorts of stuff. And I was like, okay, because I didn't train for it. I just did my regular like, you know, regular gym workouts or whatever like that. But it was a crazy experience.
It definitely challenges you, like I said, and I encourage people to do it, especially those who are looking for something fun to do from a just fitness standpoint.
Yeah,
it's a good time, like I said.
Yeah, and do you usually work out with your girlfriend or friends or anything, or are you kind of like solo? How does that work?
I go to the gym with my girlfriend, you know, whenever she's wanting to go with me. But most of the time I'm pretty solo.
Yeah, do you like it that way better? Or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, don't get me wrong. I mean, when you have someone to work out with, you know, you tend to push each other, so that's when it becomes fun. But at the same time, I try to go at a very hard intensity level, so that's not always, you know, what people want to do, right? Some people want to go and slow down or, you know, take their time with everything. I'm trying to go and keep my heart rate, you know, at a certain rate the whole time I'm there, unless I'm, you know, doing some Olympic lifting. So I don't know, it's a combination of both, right? You know, but like I said, when you work out with somebody, it's pretty nice because you have that back and forth, pushing each other and to get to a certain goal, or you know, you're motivating them to finish the workout at the same time. So.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Agreed, definitely. And you're someone who travels all over, especially recently. You're traveling all over the country and doing all sorts of cool stuff. What do you do on the road? Is there anything that you do while you're traveling at your hotel, or how does that work?
So recently, like I said, recently I started traveling quite a bit for work, and that was, you know, one of the things that I noticed the first couple of weeks that I was doing that I wasn't really staying very active, you know, because you're on long flights and then you're working and then all you want to do is go to the hotel room and sleep or whatever. But recently I've started scouting gyms at the cities that I'm at, you know, try to do a drop-in at gyms and trying to do a day pass, or try to figure out if the gyms at the hotels I can build some sort of workout around them. So, you know, I've tried to experiment with things, you know, whether it be even a simple treadmill, or, you know, the other thing is just trying to see if I can go out even on jogs, you know, in the areas where I'm at, just to still kind of keep that active, because usually when you're on the road, you're eating unhealthy.
Yeah.
You're not really sleeping very well because you're sleeping in a hotel. And
jet lagged.
You're snacking like crazy. So that and the lack of physical activity is really a bad combination. So
yeah, it's kind of rough. I don't travel as much right now, but like I find resistance bands just clutch because you don't have to look for a gym and just. What do you think about resistance bands? I know you usually lift heavy stuff, but
I've used them for when I'm stretching and things of that nature, just to kind of build that strength as well. I haven't utilized them as much, but I know when it comes to working out with like your hip flexors and things like that, it really opens them up when you use the resistance bands. I've tried some of that. I've actually lifted up just stretches to do with the bands themselves to really help out, you know, work with your flexibility. And actually I do a lot of them with, like you said, my quads, my thighs, and really my hips to open up that hip movement for squatting. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a good tool, man. I mean, it's definitely a good tool. I recommend it with people, like you said, who aren't really into lifting a ton of weights right from the get-go, because they do still give you that push against your body, really.
I think they're great for flexibility. I'm starting to get more and more into it. I want to put out more videos for people to do as well too. Hopefully I'll put together like a series or something. I think it's cool.
There you go, maybe you can get myself into some.
Yeah, it's some flexibility, man. I love resistance bands. All right, so towards the end of each episode, I like for my guests to leave one piece of advice with our listeners. Something you've learned, a quote, a mantra that you live by, a cool book that you read, something that inspires you that you would like to leave with our listeners as like your number one fitness tip or advice.
Well, this is going to sound really cheesy, but, you know, one of the big CrossFit athletes that I follow like crazy, he's the 4-time CrossFit Games champ, he recently won this year. He always follows this quote, it's called hard work pays off.
Okay.
So I'm a believer that if you do the same thing at the gym, you work hard, it will pay off, and that's really kind of what I look at that. So that's why when I'm there, I try to work as hard as I possibly can, because I think you will see the results. But you have to follow that.
There you go, man. 4-time champion, dude. There's nothing cheesy about that, dude. But no, that's true. And I like the simple saying sometimes, because a lot of times we get caught off in these other things, but sometimes it can be as simple as like realizing that literally what you get out is what you put in. And that's, I mean, I can't think of more areas that that's true than working out and stuff too, for sure. Especially as we get older and our bodies change or whatever. So, yes, for sure. Okay, so you ready for some quick fire questions? Let's see how the mind of Daniel Fonseca works and what he likes, okay? Let's lighten up the mood here and end on a fun note. This whole thing's been fun though. Okay, first thing you think of when you wake up?
Work.
Unfortunately. Would you rather be a master of every musical instrument or fluent in every language?
Fluent in every language.
Would you rather be a deep sea diver or an astronaut?
Deep sea diver.
Why a deep sea diver?
I don't know, space kind of creeps me out.
You know, the more I think about it, I don't want to be out there. Like maybe like a day, and then it's like it's too dark out here. The sun and everything.
It's not proven yet to me, so.
There you go, man. Would you rather take a guaranteed $100,000 or a 50-50 shot at $1 million?
50-50 shot at $1 million.
Oh, you're a high roller. I like that. Tacos or pizza?
Tacos.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Netflix or YouTube?
Oh, that's a hard one.
No, right?
It's such good content on YouTube, but Netflix is addicting.
I feel like I learned more on YouTube, though.
Yeah, I'll say that. I learned more on YouTube, so yeah.
Alright, I didn't mean to
sway it, but it's alright.
Alright, money or free time?
Free time.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
What did you want to be as a kid growing up?
A chef.
A chef, really?
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
My dad went to culinary school, so I grew up in the kitchen with him.
Are you a good cook as well?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I worked in a restaurant for most of my life.
You did work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
You remember you telling me that. Okay, one celebrity, dead or alive, you'd love to have dinner with?
Ooh. Could be a sports athlete?
Of course, man.
Dead or alive? Probably Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ooh, that would be cool, man. That'd be a cool dinner.
I mean, as long as he's, I heard he's down to earth, even though he seems kind of.
Yeah, dude. Probably give you a ride in one of his Lamborghinis and stuff after. That'd be dope. That's a good one. Okay, last one. If you could be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
A rhinoceros.
Whoa, okay. Is that your favorite animal?
More recently, yeah.
Okay, what do you like about rhino? That's an interesting one.
Once they start, man, they can't stop. It's hard to stop.
Momentum. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's true. Rhinos. Well, hey, man, it's been a pleasure getting to get to know more about you. I'm sure there's plenty for people to take from this, and I appreciate your time with short notice. Good luck on your CrossFit adventures and goals, and dude, maybe we can do a Spartan race together sometime.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, dude, let's do that, man. Get it recorded. Yeah, dude, for sure, man. Let's do this again sometime.